is indeed going on, people? Welcome back to the Main Event Podcast. I am your host, John Pipney, along with my co-host, KO Sports Talk, Kofi O'Hemick. And once again, we are talking about the Chicago Bears taking on the Detroit Lions in this Week 12 matchup, a special edition the day before Thanksgiving. So just want to make sure that everyone is enjoying their day and enjoy their Thanksgiving tomorrow. But man, of course, we know what's been going on with the Bears. 5 consecutive losses, 3 consecutive seasons of having at least 4 losses in the season straight. So, goddamn, man, it's just been rough to see. It's very irritating as hell. So, man, Kofi, I'm gonna let you jump it off because I did have a little rant and rave yesterday. So, man, how do you think that the Bears will match up against the Detroit Lions, and do they even have a chance to win?
Yeah, like it's been a rough 3 years, man. 4 consecutive losses in a row for 3 years. That's unacceptable. That should make you lose your job. But I mean, I know I've been talking off air, but like I've been saying this, the coaching staff, man, has been unpreparing their teammates, for games. Like they're so undisciplined. They can't like whenever they come to a game, they can't game plan properly. Whenever it's a halftime or when they come out of halftime, they can't make the proper adjustments to see what went wrong in the first half. Like I said, with Matt Nagy and the coaching staff, whenever they're trying to line up their players or whenever they're trying to make the proper alignment for their proper play calling, they can't even do that. So, I mean, and like I said, like it goes all the way up to management. I know a lot of people hate on Matt Nagy, but it's been a recurring cycle for like the past, I can't even remember, like the past 20 plus years. Like we can go all the way back to like, Dick Duran. We can go back to, even like back in the 90s, with who was the coach in the 90s during 94?
I forgot his name. He'd be on Comcast Sportsnet post game show. He used to coach the Miami Dolphins. I know you talking about.
Yeah, Miami Dolphins. He used to be the defensive coordinator. But yeah, it just goes all the way back to like 30 plus years or 20 plus years. Like this has been a problem. And George McCaskey and Ted Phillips, like they've been hiding behind this team. Like even if you tell them, like if you ask them, do they know anything about football? They don't know nothing about football. And it's been a recurring problem. Like I could go on and on and on about it, but it starts at the top. And yeah, the good thing about this team is that they drafted Justin Fields. But the thing is, Justin Fields could potentially be your franchise quarterback, and you don't want to mess it up. Look at what happened with Miami Dolphins. They drafted Dan Marino, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But guess what? His management didn't do anything to set him up to be successful. That's why he only went to 1 Super Bowl. He was a great quarterback. His coaching staff and his front office did not set him up did not set him up for success. And I do not want the same thing for Justin Fields, because I don't care what anybody says, Justin Fields, he has the skills, he has the intangibles to be a great quarterback in the NFL. It's all solely dependent on the front office, because a front office can change a team from being mediocre to being great. And if you want your quarterback to be great, you're going to have a competent front office that knows football.
Absolutely. Me personally, I feel like Justin Fields should possibly sit the rest of the season and allow him to heal up properly, because since he's been the starter, he's been getting beat up the entire season. He's one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league this year, if not the most sacked quarterback in the league. All those injuries finally caught up to him. They've been beating on him all year long. Offensive line have not been able to protect him on a consistent basis. And on top of that, not only that, the coaching staff, like you said, not setting him up in the right position to succeed. If you know that your offensive line is struggling, why not have multiple times 6 and 7-man protections. Now you can't run
They're
that
always
the
running a
entire
5-man protection, which is annoying. I don't get that.
right. Now we both know they can't do that all game because that means you're taking away receiver options when you are in the pass. But you have to be able to do it at least 50% of the time when you have an offensive line that get beat on them, beat throughout the middle majority of the time, aka Sam Mustipher. And then of course you have a rookie right tackle with Larry Borum. You have an old man and Jason Peters on the other side. And when you have that type of thing going on, you have to make sure to protect the quarterback. And if you're not protecting the quarterback, if you're not going to protect your future assets, then the best thing to do is to not play him. Do not play him. I'm pretty sure because it is the Chicago Bears, they will fuck around and still try to play him anyway when he comes back because they like fuck it. It's the season is a wash. Might as well should let the rookie play and see what we can evaluate him in the future. But his evaluation has already been cognate. He can't stay healthy if you cannot protect him. Yeah, he's a big guy, 6'3", 6'4", about 230 pounds. But when you keep getting hit every play, almost every single play, you getting mashed up like that, you have to sit that rookie out. He's not even established yet, and you allow him to take that beating. It's not going to work for him. You have to sit him. But when it comes down to it, the Bears is still taking on the Detroit Lions. So honestly, even though I'm still not that confident in the Bears taking on the Lions, I still got the Bears actually winning this game. Yesterday, I even bothered saying a prediction score because how into I was more like a rant and rave more than a prediction. But I'm going to predict that the Bears possibly win this game like 20 to 17. You know, it's going to be it's ups and downs, but the Bears finally get back on the win column. Now, if they do lose this game, man, it's gonna be abysmal.
All hell's gonna break loose.
Yeah, all hell gonna break loose because
I don't think I could ever make another Bears video after that debacle. If you lose to the Lions,
yeah, I know. Yeah, and get them their first win. Yeah, that's
an embarrassment.
Yeah, it is. They was already embarrassed they was already embarrassed Sunday by allowing Tyler Humphrey to get his first goddamn win.
This will be like the lowest of the low. Lowest of the lowest.
Straight rock bottom to give them their first victory. You know, Don Berg gonna be all over the goddamn place.
He gonna be on our comment section. Yeah, we better than you. I don't want to hear
that. Even though the Lions is nowhere near it, but you know, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be real rough for our team. You know, of course, Khalil Mack being gone for the rest of the season, but even with him being gone, the pass rush still been able to step it up and still been able to get to the quarterback. I believe last week they had 6 sacks in that game. The Baltimore Ravens. So who's to say that
had 3.5 sacks?
Right, and now he got 10.5 throughout the season.
Yep.
So the only thing that we have to see is how well will the defensive line be able to play in this game? Will they be able to get to the quarterback? Are they still motivated enough to play football at this point in the season? Because when it comes down to it, I already told you, Kofi, weeks ago, even when the Bears was 3-2, you remember I was ranting and raving. I was saying that I'm not happy with the way they're winning. I do not like the way this is going.
Right.
You know, I think you was the only Bear fan that agreed with me. Everybody else was like, man, you should be happy that they won. I said, I'm happy that they won. Don't get me wrong. It's just that what I'm seeing from the team, that's the type of shit that got me puzzled. Like, yeah, they winning, but they probably score in the first half. They probably put up
and they take their foot off the gas pedal in the second half. Like, why do you do that?
Right, and then can't score nothing in the second half. Probably only put up 3 points, and then the defense is on the field the whole goddamn time. We already know that Kendall Vildor is not the guy. He's gonna be gone after this year, or they're gonna drop him down to nickelback position because that's honestly to me where he should be at the nickelback position at best. If not, right, and Duke Shelley shouldn't even be on the field. Honestly, he should be at most a dime corner or just strictly special teams because that's really what their forte really is. There's a reason why those guys were special teamers last year. You know, the only reason why they moved up to the It's the only reason why they moved up the depth chart is because players being moved around or moved out.
Mm-hmm.
So the reports, because I've been watching Micro Mike. Shout out to Micro Mike. I wish I had his link. I would have said go to the link in the description and subscribe to him. I've been watching his updates. He's saying that basically Jared Goff may play in this game. Everything is looking good, so he should be starting playing as well. So, what do you think that the impact of Jared Goff coming back to Detroit Lions? What do that mean for them? Do that make their win possibly go up, or does it make it go down going against the Chicago Bears?
I think it kind of goes up a little bit because, I mean, of course, that's their starting quarterback. But I'm just saying, like, throughout the season, Jared Goff has just been horrible. I mean, like, if we go back to, I think the previous game before that Pittsburgh game, like, I think he only, like, mustered 40 yards of offense. And I forgot what team they played, but they only mustered, like, 40 yards of offense. And, like, Jared Goff, he was not moving the ball at all with ease. Like, they couldn't move the ball to save their life. Jared Goff does not have a strong arm at all. Like, he only throws like short to intermediate routes. He doesn't throw the ball deep downfield. But I mean, like, he has a pretty decent pre-snap read, but like when it comes to like post-snap, he's not very too much effective. And like, it doesn't even also help that Dan Quinn, or I'm sorry, their head coach. I'm already forgetting their head coach's name because I know their head coach.
Everything about the Lions is forgettable.
Dan Campbell. I was thinking of the Atlanta Falcons former head coach, Dan Quinn.
Right.
But I mean Dan Campbell. He hasn't been. He's not really too much of a good play caller. I think Anthony Lynn. I mean, I know he was an offensive play caller, but they kind of gave it up to Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell has been playing well, doing well as a play caller. But I mean, I don't even care who the quarterback is. I mean, even Tim Boyle, he's not even good at all. Like, none of their quarterbacks were that great. But I mean, it just gives them a slight chance, of winning the game. But I know they play hard every single time. Every single game they pretty much played almost. I know they've gotten blown out a couple games, but other than that, like they've just been playing hard. Like every time, like they come out and play a game, they always play hard. Like they gave fits to Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns. That was a close game, and Cleveland Browns they kind of washed the crap out of us up until like the third and the fourth quarter, where our defense just gave up. But Detroit always comes to play hard, and I wouldn't be close if it's a close game. My prediction is that the Bears win a close one, probably like 16-12, because I think it is going to be close.
Definitely.
It's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be like above 20 points, but Detroit, they play hard. They definitely play hard. I'll give them that.
Yeah, I have said that before. I mentioned it yesterday. Detroit, like honestly, I believe that Dan Campbell is a decent head coach. I believe that they
good head coach, not a good play caller.
Right. I just believe that their coaching staff is pretty damn decent as well. It's just a simple fact that they don't have the talent to be able to seal games. They got the talent to put up a good fight. They just don't have the talent to seal games. And that's the reason why they 0-8. And if they had the talent to seal games, they possibly would be in the playoff picture right now. They probably would have 5-6 wins.
5-6 wins, yeah.
Right, because they have
talent.
Right, they just don't have the talent, and they probably like 5, 6, 7 players away from actually making a playoff push next season if people decide for some crazy reason that they do want to sign with Detroit. But before we do continue, Kofi, I just want to give a special shout out to the Boston Sports Report. His link is down in the description down below. He has been showing me love since he had been a subscriber to the channel. And I just want to make sure I return the favor to him because he's been showing love, and he's a pretty cool dude. He do NFL pick'ems as well. He does everything Boston. He talks about all the sports teams in Boston. So just make sure to give him a shout out, and also just make sure to subscribe to his channel as well.
Salute to you.
Yes, sir. I'm about to say, Kofi, that is a real good dude. If you do subscribe to the channel, and you do pop up more often, he will make sure to put your link in the community post, and he will give you love right back.
Cool, cool.
Yes, but back to the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions matchup, man. What will the Bears be able to do with Duke Shelley and Kendall Vildor? We know already they're not good in man-to-man coverage. So why
No,
is
they're
it that
not.
Sean Desai constantly plays them in man-to-man instead of constantly playing cover 2, cover 3, cover 4 concepts, trying to mix it up and then just mix in blitzes here and there to try to confuse the defense as much as possible? Now, I know that you can't do that all the time because certain quarterbacks will carve up the defense in the holes in the zone coverage. But I
Exactly.
believe that
They'll
that will
cover
be
you up
the
in the
best.
zone, right?
Right, but I do believe that that will be the best concept, the best ingredient to defeat the Detroit Lions, because we all know that they're not throwing to Jalen Johnson. I said that all the way back in week 5 when the Bears defense was looking good and everything else. I said teams will stop throwing to Jalen Johnson completely because they know that that dude. So what's going to happen? They're going to attack the weak points. They're going to attack Kendall
Kendall
Vildor, Duke
Vildor, gonna
Shelley.
catch the dime.
They already know that Tayshaun Gibson is he's average in coverage. He did come away with a turnover last week with that interception, but for the most part, he's average in coverage. Eddie Jackson is still out. He's probably not going to play in this game either. So they're going to try to attack every weak point on the team, and the weak point is the cornerbacks. The front seven of
And
Chicago.
DeAndre Houston Carson's also average too, even though he has a great tackling too.
Right. Exactly. Oh, Gavin got a question too. Do you still think that the Lions will beat the Bears?
Yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. I mean, I just talked about it earlier today. I think it's going to be a close game because like the Lions, they don't have the talent to match our talent. It's just our coaching staff is really just holding us back. And of course Matt Nagy, he's just incompetent. He doesn't tailor his play calling to his players' strengths. And that's why, if we had this, if Matt Nagy kept the same play calling that he did in 2018 and brought it to 2019, we probably would have been Super Bowl contenders. I'm speaking facts, man. It's not me trying to be biased or anything. Like, we probably could have been Super Bowl contenders in 2019 if he kept the same play calling, if he played to Mitchell Trubisky's strengths, if Trubisky is a running quarterback, he's not a pocket passer. If he kept the same thing, we probably would have kept Trubisky. We probably wouldn't have drafted Justin Fields, even though I do think Justin Fields is better than Trubisky overall as a quarterback. I mean, like, we got talent. We have talent. We have way better talent. We have talent at receiving. We have better talent at receiving core. We got better talent on defense. It's just that the Lions, they have good coaches. It's just they don't have the talent to match our talent. That's just the bottom line. That's why I think the Bears are going to win this game.
Yeah, I'm about to say, but would I be shocked if the Bears lost this game at this point of the season?
No, I wouldn't be shocked.
No, I wouldn't be shocked at all. Now, would I be disappointed and pissed off? Definitely. But it is what it is, when it comes down to that. Now, Gavin did say Justin Fields was his pick out of the draft. It was a lot of people picked. No one expected him to go to fall to number 11, I think me and Kofi spoke on it briefly. Like, if the Bears was to get Justin Fields, that would be excellent. But we thought he was going to be in the top 5. Right. We like the Bears will have to give away way too much just to get him, because he's going to be a top 5 pick. So when he fell to 11, we was like, cool, that's on and popping. But just like we said before.
I honestly thought we were going to get like an offensive line like Tevin Jenkins at 20, but I didn't expect him to fall out of the first round, too. That was a surprise to me.
Yeah, well, now we know why he fell out of the first round, because it seems like everybody else knew except the Bears that he had a back issue going on and he might not play this goddamn season. And that's the reason why his stock fell. It's just a simple fact that lets you know yet again how incompetent the management is, because how the hell did everybody else is finding out this information? And Ryan Pace the last one to find out. This whole goddamn time he been hurt and no one says nothing until it's too damn late. If that was the case, he should have had back surgery right after the draft, and he possibly would have been able to play throughout the season. But it is what it is, you know. I just do know that this matchup is going to be tough for the Bears simply because of the talent that is injured and the talent that is available, you know, is kind of ass at certain positions. Now, overall, the Bears, like you said, is a way better team than the Detroit Lions. And honestly, even with Andy Dalton being a starting quarterback, they should be able to steamroll the Detroit Lions. But like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, Andy Dalton is an excellent pre-snap read quarterback. But when it comes down to post-snap read, if it's not there, he still throws it any goddamn way. And we saw it even when he came in the game against the Baltimore Ravens. You know, he make the right reads. He make the right reads pre-snap, post-snap, the route not there anymore, and he still threw it. And luckily, the Baltimore Ravens players fell to the ground, and then it didn't turn into an interception. You know, hopefully it doesn't happen against Detroit, because even though Detroit don't have the talent, if they able to jump on top of the Bears early, the Bears probably won't be able to come back and win. Plain and simple. You know, the chance of them coming back and winning will go to 0 to none, because the offense cannot find a way to get some points on the board. So we already talked about what we think the points will be and the point totals. You know, what is you expected from the defense, Kofi, from your standpoint? I already have spoke on it briefly, but what do you think the defense will be able to do in this game?
I mean, I expect them to kind of play hard. I don't know about play hard, but play average, because we already know that some reports that some of the players want Matt Nagy out. And so, I mean, like, my thing is, like, I'm pretty sure you also heard the reports too, but like, you know, with that reporter, that Pulitzer Prize reporter, saying that after the game, regardless of the result, whether Matt Nagy wins the game or not, he's going to be out. So, if it is true, you know, I expect the players to play hard, you know, because I think at this point they're just fed up with all the talking. They're just fed up with the rah-rah speeches. They're fed up with, oh, what are the whys? What are the whys of why we're sucking or why we're not winning all these games? They're just fed up, you know.
Yeah.
And if it is true, I mean, I expect them to come out and play hard. But if the reports are not as true as it is, I expect them to play average to below, because they just want to see him out. And you already know what happens, you know, every time a coach gets fired, you know, a lot of teams, they start to play well. You already saw what happened with that San Francisco game when Matt Nagy was not there, when Chris Tabor was taking over for him. You saw that the team, they started playing with a lot of energy. They started playing with a lot of vitality. You know, this was a kind of a different Bears team up until the point where, you know, the defense gave up that 64-yarder to Deebo Samuel. But that's besides the point. You saw that the offense started playing well, you know. And I feel like if Matt Nagy does get fired after this game, you know, you're gonna see a whole different Bears team, you know. And whether they win or lose, you know, you're gonna see a whole different Bears team, you know, with him being fired.
Absolutely. I agree with you wholeheartedly about everything that you just said. Other than the fact is this: now, if they do win and the coach and they still decide to bring back Matt Nagy, that's going to piss off all the players in the organization, and they might even just rebel even more. And literally just
you
try
won't
to
see him play. You won't see him play with no type of energy.
Right. They might just try to throw the games on purpose.
On purpose.
Knowing already that they risking their jobs, but if Matt Nagy is gone, you know they willing to do it. So you know they're gonna be willing to get the hell up out of there as quickly as possible. So I don't know, man. Hopefully that shit can turn out to be correct, and Matt Nagy is gone. Now, of course,
I think this could be worse than the Mark Trustman era. You think so? It will be worse.
Matter of fact, It's not worse because even with the Mark Trestman era, the Bears at least no, yeah, because
I'm
the
just
Bears,
saying, if they
the
keep
Bears,
Matt Nagy after the Lions game, it's gonna be worse. I feel like.
yeah, it's yeah, okay. After that, yeah, it'd be worse
Yeah,
because I'm
after
like,
that. That's what I mean. After
okay,
that. Yeah.
okay, because I'm like during the Matt Trestman era, we didn't even make it to the playoffs. Shit, they started out 4-0 his first year, and then finished 8-8, and then they won. Then the following year they won 5-11, and
Right.
then they got rid of him right after that because he had already lost the locker room because he's not one of those guys to sit up and yell and demand shit from the team. He's that guy. He was that guy that be like,
You just lay
yeah,
back.
I hope you do what you're supposed to do. Yeah, the Bears didn't need that, so it is what it is. Now, what I will say is during the Mark Trestman era, the Bears was putting up points. They was putting up almost 25 a game with Mark Trestman. It's just the simple fact that the defense was ass, and then even when
Total
the team,
ass.
right, the team was like historically bad during that time period, and that's one of the main reasons why he's still not the head coach anyway. On top of that, losing the locker room and everything else that led up to it. But yeah, Matt Nagy possibly will be remembered as one of the worst head coaches that the Chicago Bears even had, despite going to the playoffs 2 out of the 4 years that is going on. Because honestly, the Bears not going to the playoffs at this point in their at this
And,
point of the
and
season.
and the fact that this guy is so in denial when they read the reports that there's a report that you're gonna be fired. Like this guy was so in denial, man. He's like, I
Oh, of
didn't.
course he was. Of course he was. I believe we both watched the conference live. You know, I don't know if you saw me in the comment section. I was putting Cap, Illuminati confirmed, all the above. Me and Butter.
I didn't see that one. But I saw afterwards. I saw the conference afterwards.
Oh, okay.
I
Because me
watched
and
the
Butters was in there. Me and Butters was in there, just going off in the
trolling.
chat.
Yeah.
Butters just kept putting Cap all the way through. So yeah, it was
Really?
pretty funny.
Cap.
Yeah, and then after that, he see me typing Illuminati confirmed live. So I don't want to hear, man. Now, yeah, just basically straight up denying the reports that he don't know nothing about him being fired. Now, the only thing that I felt bad about, and of course you heard me talk about it yesterday, was the people uh, uh, clamoring for him to be fired at his own kid's high school football game.
Yeah, that was wrong.
Yeah, I did not like that whatsoever. That's still a human being. He's still a man. He still have kids. Let
Right.
that man be a man and let him
Don't
be a
bring his
human
family
being.
into this. It's just only Nagy.
Right. I'm about to say I get that he's a terrible head coach, but don't do him like that. Don't put him in that type of situation where he damn near have to get up and leave and take his kid home early because of the incompetence
Some
of the
dumbass
fans
Bears
and the
fans.
ruthlessness of them.
I swear, man, some Bears fans can be so totally ruthless. I just don't understand. Like, why do you have to just go out of your way to boom at his son's game? That's his son's game, man. Don't bring
Right.
his son into it. These Bears
Right.
fans
Like,
are just ruthless. They need to be slapped
right.
for real.
Yeah, they definitely do. You know, Kofi, I always speak on it. Yeah, even though I talk reckless when we in live streams, with people and everything else, and we be joking and be playing. The
I
main
probably have
thing
to
I
make a video
always
on
say,
these Bears fans, these fair weathers, man. I swear. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna have to do a part 2 on it. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
do a
part
part
two.
2.
Slag
Yeah.
Daddy edition.
Oh yeah. Be snapping the whole time. But yeah, man. Yeah, that was just involatile for the
Right.
fans to be doing that.
So wrong.
Remember, he's still a human being. He's still a man. He still got kids. Don't disrespect that man like that.
Right,
But,
exactly.
what's going on, Optimus? How you feeling, bro? He was saying who could be the replacement for Bobo the Clown Nagy?
For the shoe salesman, as Phil Tushin calls him.
Yeah, I was
I'd
thinking
say
Greg Roman might be the best candidate because of the skill set of Justin Fields and the way the team is constructed offensively and defensively. He would suit them better because they're going to run the football like crazy. They're going to keep the passes anywhere between 25 and down. They do throw 30 times. It's going to be because the team can't stop them offensively at all. And on top of that, he'll be able to utilize Justin Fields effectively and possibly still be able to utilize the receiving core effectively because the way he got Lamar Jackson looking, he got him looking like a MVP candidate yet again. And on top
Right.
of that, you got Lamar being in the pocket a little bit more, but he's been more efficient even in the pocket. So that's why I believe that Greg Roman would
More
be
so
the
than his
best candidate.
2019 year.
Yeah, it's definitely his 2019 year. So I do believe that he possibly will be the best candidate. But do you believe there's any other candidates other than Greg Roman that will
Yeah.
be best suited for the Bears?
Yeah, actually, I was watching NBC Sports Chicago, and Dave Kaplan made a good suggestion. He was talking about Ryan Day from Ohio State, because of course Ryan Day he coached Justin Fields those 2 years he was there. He led him to being the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year twice that season, and he had those record-breaking seasons. Of course, that 41 touchdown to 9 receptions, and that 22 touchdown, that shortened season, the 22 touchdown to I think 2 interceptions or whatever. And
Yeah,
so,
I think.
of course, Ryan Day, he knows Justin Fields' strengths, he knows his weaknesses, and of course, Ryan Day, believe it or not, he also coached in the NFL. I think he was one of the quarterbacks coach. I think it was for the Philadelphia Eagles. I could check. Don't quote me on that, but I will actually look. Um, Yeah, he
He
was a,
probably
a
would.
quarterbacks coach for the Philadelphia Eagles in 2015 and 2016 for the San Francisco 49ers. So he has some type of NFL experience. And so if you were to bring him on to this Bears team to coach Justin Fields, he will know what his strengths and weaknesses. And he can also have some type of input on the draft, on who to draft, on, what type of players to get, certain personnel to get within this team.
Exactly, because you already answered the most important question I was going to ask. I'm like, do we have any NFL experience? Because a lot of college coaches' problems is that when they get to the NFL, they don't realize how much faster the NFL players move compared to the college players, and then
Mhm.
they put their quarterbacks in harm's way because they're not going to be able to protect the quarterback much like the college offensive line can do. Because remember, in college, Justin Fields had all the time in the world to throw.
Mhm.
He can literally stand there, go to sleep, take a nap, wake up, and then throw the ball to the goddamn receiver because
Right. So one of
there
his
wasn't
receivers
nobody
don't
getting
catch it.
right because there wasn't nobody getting there. It's a whole different level to it when it come
Mhm.
down to the NFL players. We already had this discussion with many of people. With the NFL players, they're just that much faster,
Mhm.
and they just that much bigger than the college players. So those plays that Justin Fields was able to be able to fit the ball in those tight windows and all the above, and they turn up the field and score. That's not going to happen in the NFL. Either it's going to get knocked down or intercepted, and everything I said that possibly could happen has
Yeah.
happened so far with him. So I don't know, man. Hopefully, that guy is another prime candidate. But Gavin also said Lincoln Riley might be a good scout to replace Nagy as well. What do you think of Lincoln Riley?
I don't know too much about Lincoln Riley, but I know he coaches for the Oklahoma team. He coaches that team. I think he's had.
Mm,
I don't know. I don't know if he's had any NFL experience, from what I'm being told. Uh, and with Oklahoma, they're not really doing too well right now. So I don't know if I would pick Lincoln Riley to replace Matt Nagy, because like you said, like Lincoln Riley, I'm actually looking right now, and he doesn't have any NFL experience from what I'm seeing right now from his resume. But uh, of course, they benched one of their from what I've heard, one of their starting quarterbacks. They benched him because he wasn't even playing well. But Oklahoma, they're actually doing well right now. They're 10-1. But like with Lincoln Riley, or just like with this college coach, it's gonna take time for them to adjust, because if you look at Cliff Kingsbury, prior to him getting hired to the Arizona Cardinals, he didn't have any type of NFL experience. It took him up 2 to 3 years to change up his whole game plan to the NFL style offense, because he had to completely change his offense. He was more so of a passing type of offense in the college
Right.
level, but he had to completely it took him at least 2 to 3 years to change up his style, because of course he coached Texas Tech. He's coached up notably Patrick Mahomes. He had to change up his whole NFL style to fit to the NFL, from the college to fit to the NFL. And so if
Right.
we were to kind of hire Lincoln Riley, it's gonna take him some time. You just can't say, oh, let's just wait it out. Let's see how he is, because of course the NFL is a results driven league, and of course, as you know, us Bears fans, we are just we
We
want results.
salary.
Right, we're
Right. We
results
want
right away.
results.
So I mean, if you
Right.
hire a guy like Lincoln Riley, don't expect us to do well within the first 2 to 3 years, or it ain't gonna work like that. Especially coming from
Right
a
now.
college coach. You have to
Exactly.
hire somebody with at least some type of NFL experience.
Exactly. Now, don't get us wrong. If he
Hmm.
was to come in and he was
Hmm.
to go ahead and have instant success, of course we're gonna love it. We're gonna
Right.
love
Exactly.
it because I mean instant success, but it's gonna have to be consistent, because remember everybody loved Nagy his first year.
Yeah.
Everyone gave him a pass his second year. The third year is when everyone was like, "What the fuck is going on, Nagy? You need to get up out of here." And of course, now year four, we all clamoring for him to get up out of here, and we can't wait for him to be gone. But we,
Hmm.
we just got to see how that's going to turn out. Gavin said also, or Eric the enemy. Oh, who is
Eric
Eric
the
the enemy?
enemy. I think you meant the enemy.
Oh, okay. That
The
means he
enemy.
must be doing the voice text. That's why it came out like that. Don't
Yeah.
okay. Because
You
I
meant
sure
Eric
was
the
like,
enemy. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So what do you think about him?
I want to stay away from. I don't know, man. Like, I mean, yeah, he's a good play caller, but I mean, like I said, I don't want to hire anybody from Andy Reid's tree, because usually when when a lot of coaches get hired from Andy Reid's tree, they're not very good when it comes to time management. I mean, you could look at what with Doug Peterson. He wasn't great with time management, and he didn't run the ball too much. I mean, and even with what's his name, the guy who's coaching for the Indianapolis Colts, he kind of came from Andy Reid's tree. Even though they're doing well, uh, at times he has problem with time management, or he just throws the ball a lot. Their head coach from Indianapolis. So I mean, yeah, even though Bieniemy, he's a great coach. I mean, I don't know if I want that same type of head coach from the Andy Reid tree, because of course, and Matt Nagy, he came from that tree, and I don't know if I want to deal with that again. I mean, that's just my opinion. He might be a great coach, coming in, but I don't know if I want to deal with it.
Yeah, matter of fact, Butters even said something similar to it. He said that's not hire anyone that worked with Mahomes because Matt Nagy do it. It's basically saying he basically just said it in a small sense of everything you just said. Don't
Hmm.
hire anybody from any Reed tree because they all pass happy. They don't like running the football. Poor clock management. Even Andy Reid has been subject of that in the past before he was able to get himself together and finally start working on those goddamn things. He did it a lot more in the playoffs, and that's what led to them winning the Super Bowl and also returning to a Super Bowl, being able to run the ball in key moments and make sure that the team is prepared. But yeah, I do feel you. That's why I did say that I feel like Greg Roman will be the best position for this team,
Hmm.
the best head coach
Head coach,
for
yeah,
this team that could be able to move forward. So we already clarified that the Bears should win this game. Should. We
should,
don't know. We don't know
if they
what the
will.
hell is going to happen, but they should win this game against them. This is already. We both know that it's going to be a tough game, just simply because
Hmm.
of the coaching, and everyone knows who Kendall Vildor and Duke Shelley is. They're going to continue to attack them, spread the defense out, try to take linebackers off the field, try to make it easy for them to run the football because, of course, this season the Bears have not really been able to stop the run whatsoever. Even with Lamar Jackson being gone last week, the Baltimore Ravens, I believe, still ran the ball 34 times for 123 yards or 143 yards, somewhere in between that, and still
That's
was able
great.
to get a few rushing touchdowns. So, do you believe that the Bears would be able to stop the Detroit Lions, or do you think they're going to be able to run all over the Bears, much like everybody else they haven't been able to do this season?
Yeah, I think I seen because DeAndre Swift, he's been having a pretty productive season. I think let me check DeAndre Swift. Let's see how much he's rushed for this season. Looking at his stats so far, I mean, like he's been one of their best players so far, and like right now he's rushed for over so far this season. I mean, it's not the best, 555 yards, and his average yards per attempt is 4.1, so that's pretty good. I mean, I don't know if I see this Bears team stopping DeAndre Swift because he's also been a vital piece to their offense as well as TJ Hawkinson. He's a great tight end.
Exactly.
Like maybe they might contain them, but like for a little bit, but I don't know if they're gonna stop their rushing attack because especially their offensive line has been really been good. I don't know if they're gonna stop DeAndre Swift as well as Jamal Williams too. I think last time we faced him, Jamal Williams, not so much as DeAndre Swift, but Jamal Williams, he's really been carving us up. I don't know how he is right now. Let me check Jamal Williams, how he's doing. I don't know if he's injured or not, but oh yeah, he's gonna return. He's returning. He's expected to play week 11. So Jamal Williams, if he does play, he might be a problem. If
Yeah,
Jamal Williams
yeah,
plays, he's
probably
going to be
so.
a problem. And it's looked like he is going to play. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to stop the rushing attack. No.
Yeah, and that's what makes things super tough, because we
Yeah.
already know everything that's going on with him. Akeem Hicks not being able to stay healthy. Most likely, this is going to be his last season with the team.
Yeah,
They're
which
going to
is
have to replace
because
him.
I love the guy.
Yeah, that's the only bad part is. Now, Butters did ask this important question, which we did already speak on it before, but we never did speak on who will be the enter head coach. I believe that the special teams coach might be the same. He might take
Right,
the
Chris
head coaching
Tabor.
job all over again
Chris Tabor is
because
going to be an interim coach.
because we already had a preview of how much better the team seemed to be prepared. Even though the defense broke down, that's more on Shonda's side. But the offense did look a hell of a lot more prepared to be able to score points when he
Right.
was the head coach just for that one game. So that will be the guy most likely that will be the head
Mhm.
coach moving forward once Matt Nagy is fired.
And
The
the thing
writing's
about
on the
it,
wall.
and the thing
Go
about it
ahead.
is that if you do fire Matt Nagy, you get a really good idea of if somebody is in house to kind of carry the team, or like you could look at possible options outside because it gives you enough time to evaluate the future of your team. I mean, if you're just waiting all the way to the end of the season, that's just taking away too much time, and it's not going to allow other people who are interested in this Bears team to come to the team because you're just waiting all the way to the end of the season. It's better to fire Matt Nagy now because you have a good idea, especially within the organization, to see if they have a coach who is capable of preparing their team each and every week, to see if they can come prepared to play the next game. And you saw, with that San Francisco game with Chris Tabor, you saw how prepared the offense was. They didn't have all these costly not turnovers, these costly flags, like, oh, somebody's jumping offside, somebody's jumping, or if there's like a false start call or whatever, like what happened like the last game with Baltimore. Every time we got to the red zone, oh, false start, number 71, or
Exactly.
delay a game, stuff like that.
Yeah, I know it's very incompetent. Okay, I'm just gonna let you know, Tom. As much as I want you to come in, bro, This is a podcast. We won't be able to let you in on this one, but if you do tune in Wednesday with the sports hangout, then we'll be able to put you in with no problem. But this is a podcast. We can't allow multiple people to come in unless you are a special guest. That's what this podcast is specifically meant for. It's not that I'm trying to do you in, Tom. I always make sure to give you a shout out every time because he was one of my very first subscribers. Before I even had a video up, he was the first. He was one of the first ones to ever subscribe to the channel. But when we do sports hangouts and everything else like that, Tom, I don't have a problem putting you in. It will never be a problem. Got much love for you, but when we doing podcasts and everything else, unless you are the special guest that is to be put on there, we don't put people in like that. So sorry about that. And then here come Butters, he with his fart jokes, he farting in videos and shit, I guess.
But this guy's so weird, man.
It's all good. No, I still got love for Butters too. He funny as hell. What's going on, TRL? How you feeling, bro?
What's up, man? What's good, man? What's good?
Yeah, I know. Too bad the Bears couldn't give you the laughter that you so much very well pleased to have against the Baltimore Ravens. But hey, at least you got the chance to see CEO damn near have a heart attack on the live stream. We damn near passed away if the Bears would have beat.
I know. So. I would love to see CEO's reaction. I thought we were going to win that game, but of course the defense, blows that game.
Yeah, of course. But it is what it is.
In Bears fashion. Bears football! Bears football!
I know, right?
Which like Daddy said, Bears football! Bears football!
Yeah, well, we know already behind the scenes he a Packers fan, so
hell yeah. He'd be slipping on Aaron Rodgers' balls.
Absolutely, he does. But it is what it is, though. Man, I just don't know what to expect. I hope, like, I'm expecting them to win, but at the same time, it's a part of me now that's like damn near expecting them to lose too. Like it's kind of a 50-50 type of thing when it comes down to this team, simply because the incompetence of the certain players is on the team. The biggest weakness. Now, honestly, I wouldn't trip too hard if the Bears' biggest weakness possibly like they had two players on the defensive line that was bad, because they can be replaced easily. You can just put them in rotation for certain times. But when it's the number 2 corner and a nickelback that's that bad, and overall everybody else, and you still haven't replaced them with other guys in the rotation, that lets me know that
on Ryan Pace.
Not only that lets me know how bad the other players has to be for Kendall Vildor and Duke Shelley to still have their starting positions. That means how bad is Christensen? How bad is everybody else, to a point that no matter what, they're the starters? How bad is it? Like, it has to be terrible. They have to be absolutely terrible. If that's the case, that means majority of the corners should not be here unless they're excellent special teamers. If they're not special teamers, they need to get the hell up out of there, because the Bears special teams haven't even been all that good this year anyway. It's been okay.
And what about Thomas Graham Jr. or Thomas Graham too? I don't know if he, because everybody was just trying to hype him up like he was good.
Right. I haven't seen him. I don't know if he's still in the practice squad or if he's a special teamer. That's why I said
how bad, by another team off the waiver wires. I don't know.
Right. That's why I said how bad is the other corners for these two guys to still be starting. They really have to be absolutely terrible, terrible, in order for these guys to still be on there. So I don't know. Here's Butters. The only way Matt Nagy won't get fired if I'm not even finna finish reading, Butters. He a goddamn fool. But hey,
he's still on the practice squad. I don't know what's going on.
That's why I said he must be horrible this year. He must be getting brutal coverage all the goddamn time to make these two guys look very cognate to a point
Right.
that they have no choice but to still start the guys. So that's why I'm like, I don't know exactly how will it turn out for our team overall if next year they're going to do a full evaluation and just unload on the roster. Hopefully Thomas Graham Jr. can improve and come in and be somewhat good next year. Maybe then they can possibly. I was still saying that they might bring back Kyle Fuller. They which is not out of the possibility. Yeah, they did release him and all the
Yeah,
above.
please bring him back,
A lot
man.
of
Free
things.
Kyle Fuller.
Right, I'm about to say, but what I can say is this: because he's had such a terrible year with the Denver Broncos, his stock has dropped so much that they can afford to pick him up for maybe $2, $3, $4, or $5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Put him on a 1-year deal, and then just bring him in and see what he's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
And if he does continue to play well, then I say sign him to another 1-year deal, maybe $2, $3, $4, $5 million, and see exactly he's gonna do again.
And you
If
know
he
what?
still progress,
What's his
what?
name? Dr. Phil was saying that even if he gets older, you can convert him to like a
A safety.
safety. Right, you can convert him to like a safety because look what the Pittsburgh Steelers did with what was Rod what was his
Rod
name?
Woodson.
Yeah,
Rod
Rod
Woodson, wasn't
Woodson. Yeah, Rod Woodson. Rod Woodson. He used to be a cornerback, but as he got older, they converted him to a safety.
right? Because
So
because
you can
the
always
skill
do
never
that.
goes away.
Right.
It never goes away. It's just the speed. He just slows down the speed. So you
He
put him
just
at
slows
safety.
down,
Put him
but
at cornerback.
in terms of like his mind and like learning the coverage skills, it never goes away.
Oh yeah. Hey, give a shout out to CG Ruthless Sports. What's going
Oh,
on
what
with you,
up,
man? How you
CG?
feeling? Yes,
What's
sir.
up,
I say
CG?
we still appreciate the fact that you was able to make it on the main event podcast. It was a great stream, man. We actually had discussed over it briefly, me and Kofi, and we was like, man, we would love to have you back on either a different podcast, sports hangouts, whatever we do have going on. We would love to have you on there when it does come back to it. Even if our teams is not playing each other, that's how much we love the simple fact that you was on CEO Top Dog, everybody else. We're gonna have to one day just get everybody together and then just discuss on how all our teams doing. Yeah, we do got the sports hangout to do that, but we can just probably put it on another platform and see if we can get an even bigger audience to try to get everybody to subscribe to everybody channel even more and basically get everybody paid.
Get everybody some love, right?
Okay, check out my Art and Key Sacks breakdown when you get a chance. Oh yeah, no problem, bro. No problem.
Yeah,
We definitely
check it
gonna make
out.
sure to
Check it
check
out.
that out. And shout out to you again, CG man. Make sure to subscribe to CG Ruthless Sports. I don't have his link in the description, but I will make sure to start putting that in there on a regular stuff. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start doing that with everybody that usually tunes in. If you are YouTube, I'm gonna try to make sure I get everybody link in the description. Just put everybody down there so anybody that wants to be able to hop on your channel, they can. And also, CG, thank you for sharing the video as well. So thank you as always. What's going on, John J? What's going on, John J? How you feeling, man? What's up, everyone in the chat? Good luck tomorrow to the Bears. I hope the Bears win. Yeah, everybody hoping, but shit, hope only can get you so damn far. So let's hope that shit do work out. TRA, I want the Bears to beat Detroit so the Cardinals can get Matt Nagy fired for next week. Now, shit. Well, TRL. That's the crazy part that you probably didn't even know, or you probably just heard a little bit in the grapevine. Regardless if the Bears win this game or not, Matt Nagy is going to be fired. Plain and simple. That's the reports we heard. We don't know how big of it is. Chicago Bears now even said it's probably 2 or 3 smoking jays. That means that's a strong chance of his ass getting fired, regardless if they win or not.
Yeah, people are talking, but it's not confirmed yet, like if it's true or not. And people are talking, but it's not like confirmed. It's not guaranteed that he's gonna get fired.
Yeah, I got the Lions as my pick 'em because of how they played lately. Hey man, CG, it is what it is. You got to go with your gut. The Lions. What me and Kofi spoke on it way the beginning of the podcast. the Lions have great coaches. Matter of fact, decent coaches. It's just that they don't have the players. They don't have the talent to be able to seal a lot of victories because they could have shocked. They could have shocked the Bears the first time around. They could have beat Cleveland. They could have beat the Ravens. They could have beat a lot of teams. They even could have beat the San Francisco 49ers in the first game of the year. Just some fact that they did not have the players to be able to seal the game and stop the bleeding. That's the difference. They don't have the players to stop the bleeding, and that's the reason why they be losing like that. So, yeah. Hopefully I'm wrong, but the Lions is hungry. They've been hungry. They starving right now. They starving for a win. That's why they 0-8-1. You know, they should have got that win against Detroit. I mean, against the Steelers.
Baltimore.
But, right, the Baltimore every damn body. But like we said before, they do not have the horsepower to be able to sustain that. So it is what it is. Hit the like button, subscribe. Appreciate it, John J. Always appreciate it. Also, make sure if you are listening, tuning in, to make sure to also follow the 49ers Ultimate Report, John J. He is a full subscriber as well. I am subscribed to his channel as well. He is a pretty cool guy, man. Just like CG Rufus Sports, they are 49ers fans. They do show support to this channel as well. I want you to show support right back to them. Yeah, they're not Bear fans, but believe it, man. They real cool people, and they will show support to you as well if you are a fellow YouTuber. Just make sure you show them respect, and they will respect you always. Matt Nagy denied that report. So of course he's gonna deny it. Of course, you can't make it publicized, because if you publicize it, that'd be another story going out. You know, that it is confirmed, and they'd be and everybody be basically at his head about, is it for sure going to be fired as soon as the game end, or an hour after the game end, or the next day? You know, it wouldn't even be any questions concerning the game against the Lions. It would just be literal questions about when you're gonna get fired. It's gonna be halftime if the team is down early. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be that. You know, don't nobody want to hit it. So yeah, it is what it is when it comes down to that. But gotta get going. Okay, then. But we did indeed enjoy the podcast. I hope you all enjoyed the podcast as well. But we're going to end it right here. But make sure to always to like and subscribe to the channel. If you are a returning subscriber, make sure that you also
like the page, like it.
Yeah, and also make sure to like and subscribe to KO Sports Talk. His link is down in the description down below. So make sure to tune in to his channel, and make sure to tune into the Main Event Podcast every Friday. So just make sure to tune in to that. Let me see the comment real quick before we peel out. I'm always open to y'all podcasts. Just give me a schedule. Hey, I appreciate it, CG, man. Yeah, we definitely gonna have this going. Right. We definitely gonna get this going in the off season, you know. When the off season we're just gonna be Bears Talk, we can have everybody on there, basically having open discussions about every team.
All our teams, yep.
Yep.
Shoot, we can even talk about basketball.
Right, any damn thing, because it's the off season, so we can talk about various sports.
Do you watch NBA? I don't know if you do, but you know, we could always talk basketball. You know, I don't know if you're a Golden State fan. I don't know if you're in San Francisco, but I mean,
Lakers fan.
Huh?
Yeah, Lakers fan.
Oh, you're a Lakers fan? Oh, okay. Yeah, we could talk about, you know, Lakers, Bulls. Of course, our Bulls team is doing well too, you know. But yeah.
So yeah, we'll make sure to tune into that. But yet again, just make sure to tune into the channel, man. This is Jonah Pipney, and also KO Sports Talk, bringing it back to you with the Main Event Podcast. Make sure to tune in every Friday, and that's gonna be it for us people. All right, now. Peace out.
See y'all later, guys.